So I'm going to go over setting up the machine now. So there's quite a few steps to this, and I'm going to try and go as slowly as I can, as long as it makes sense. So on the computer you can see in front of you I've got WinP CNC running, and I've gone to the move button and I've gone to the jog function. Now what the jog lets me do is to control the machine manually using left and right and up and down arrows. So these are my axes. This is my Z axis move. If I just shift my view over a minute, so there's the router. I'll show you my Z axis move. So my Z axis move goes negative Z and positive Z, and I can go slow jog negative Z. Oops, 1 second. I can go slow jog negative Z, and I can go slow jog positive Z. I can also do a fast move in the Y axis, that's positive Y. I can go fast move negative Y, and then I can do Z axis moves. So my Z axis moves, again, they can be fast or they can be slow, and they're going to go up and down. So positive on the Z axis is moving downwards, there's a positive Z move, and here's a negative Z move. Okay, so all those are my 3 axis coordinates that I'll be sending to the plotter, send to the machine via my G-code that I'm going to create. Right, next thing I need to do, I need to set up some depths for the cutter. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cutter to know how deep the material is that I'm going to be cutting. I've got a piece of MDF set up on the board by here, look, and I've got my depth block set up. Now my depth block is a very clever device. It's a machine with a nice flat base, and it's designed to sit on top of the material that you want to cut. And I use my move to 0 Z depth, and it runs the cutter into this little pad, which is a switch, and it automatically tells the machine how thick the material is, because it knows how thick the block is. So I can also set it up to do max Z depth cut. So if I leave it on the bed, on the dead bed like this, and it cuts there, it knows where the bed of the machine is. So that's a clever way of doing it. Now if you don't have the block set up, there are other ways to do it. So one way would be to get a piece of paper and fold it up to create yourself something which has got a little bit of thickness to it, and then just do a jog on the Z to bring the cutter down. And when you get close to the thickness that you're after, you should find that the paper is just lightly trapped, a little bit of resistance, and that'll be set up for perfect Z depth. So if I go on my machine and I go to save to 0 Z depth or 0 XYZ, it's alright, it'll automatically set the machine up to be knowing that that's its start depth. So that's how we set up depth on the cutter. Quite important job, you must make sure you do that properly, okay?